All right. Hello, everybody. This is your instructor, Kristina, with your awesome writing mentor, Emma here.
Hi
We are
guys.
we're here to
Sorry.
make, oh, no, you're totally okay. We're going to make a live Zoom video here for you guys. Hopefully somebody will kind of jump on. Right now it's just us two, but we're going to record this anyway, so anybody wanting to come back and look at it is more than welcome to. So the first thing, we kind of have a couple different things we want to talk about today. I just kind of want to give an overview of some of the last assignments that we've kind of been going through. I'm just going to kind of open up the modules tab here. I'll share my screen so everybody can see. Not that yet. We're not jumping there yet. Okay, there we go. So I just kind of want to talk about some of the things I've been seeing in your assignments. First reflection that feels like a long time ago, but was really actually only a couple weeks ago. Really enjoyed getting to see everybody's, kind of goals that they have for this course. A lot of us have had the similar writing experiences prior to coming to this class. A lot of the high school basic essays where you would maybe not get any feedback until it was too late and your grade was already finalized. That red pen was something that a lot of students kind of mentioned as well. And I remember that being in high school, kind of that daunting, seeing all the red over the paper makes you feel a little bit self-conscious. But it seems like a lot of you came into this class with some really great goals, great mindset to really embrace the assignments that we were going to be doing. Excitement for multimodal type of elements, maybe using AI or just wanting to pursue some other things like creative writing, poetry, being able to look at writing in your own careers and fields. So that was really great to kind of see. And it's great to see that a lot of you have taken that passion for your own desire to, really grow as a writer into these other assignments that we've done as well. Profile topic proposal assignments were very, very well done. I was very impressed with a lot of the different topics that you guys have all been choosing. And I love to see that you're choosing stuff that you're passionate about too. And that's something that really makes this class unique, something that a lot of students haven't really gotten in the past with other courses that they've taken. It's hard to be able to write about something when you maybe aren't as passionate about it. I can attest to that, having to take all different kinds of English classes, being forced to write about certain things. So it's a lot easier when you're able to choose your own topic, and students really have seemed to appreciate that. Your most recent assignment, the learning about and applying the rhetorical situation assignment, I was actually pretty well surprised on that one as well. That's an assignment that can kind of trip students up just because the rhetorical situation is not the most basic or the most upfront kind of thing to be talking about. There's a lot of different things that you kind of have to look and dig deeper under the surface for. So I was really pleased with just some great things that you guys were looking at in there. The one thing that I would suggest kind of across the board, it definitely seemed to play a little bit more of a role in this assignment, this most recent one, was just to make sure that you're answering all of the assignment prompts using very specific, thorough examples. The more that you can really give me, the easier it will be for you to really work on your profile essay when we actually start the drafting process. And it also just gives me more to give you guys feedback on. I love being able to give you guys personalized feedback. I love to leave comments and videos and different things for you. So the more that you give me in your writing and in your assignments, the more I'll be able to give back to you. And also the easier it will be for you to get full credit and earn full credit on these assignments. Most people did earn threes. There were a few twos just because they were lacking a little bit of the necessary parts. There might not have been as much description. There might have been parts missing. So those were kind of the main two things that I had seen. And then there was a few different students that had not turned in this assignment as well. So making sure that you're turning these assignments in on time. This class does go very quickly. So if you don't turn them in on time, it's very easy to fall behind. And then, for your peers, especially when it comes to the discussion post, which Emma will be talking about shortly, um, it's very vital to make sure that you're giving the feedback in a timely manner because your peers are waiting on that feedback to try and help them, grow in their writing process as well. If something arises, just communicate that with us. Some of you have done a really great job with that so far, communicating any situations or different things that, unexpected circumstances that arise. We're more than willing to work with you, but we just need that communication. So looking ahead really quickly, I'm just going to briefly touch on the primary research here before I kind of give it to Emma for a minute to talk about what she's seeing. So this assignment will be due this Sunday and is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. This is where you're actually going to conduct your primary research. You're going to be interviewing members of the business or organization, or perhaps interviewing patrons, supporters, other community members that might be involved. Or there is another option to just simply gather observational data while you visit the business or organization. Excuse me. So spend a minimum of at least an hour compiling these things, your questions, your observational research, anything like that. Take as much as you can. Really kind of slow down and think about what you want to have as the main purpose of your profile assignment. It gives you kind of some things here. If you're collecting observational data, really just sit and observe for a little while. Take notes of what you see, hear, feel, smell, just all of the senses. Really kind of take all of that in while you're in that kind of in that environment. If you're conducting interviews, you can ask the participant if they feel comfortable with you recording them. I have actually had some students send me the recorded clips of their interviews, and it's really cool just to be able to hear that connection, that communication between two people that really just gives a great insight into the topic that they're trying to talk about. So if they're comfortable with you recording them, feel free to do that. If not, just make sure that you're really taking thorough notes, and you can even leave a little bit of pause in between your questions to make sure that you gather all the information that you need. So obviously you're going to want to attach the raw data that you're getting, whether that's a video or audio recording, scanned or screenshotted sheets of the notes that you're taking, anything kind of in there. You can type it up in a Word document and send it that way. And then you're going to really synthesize, kind of analyze that data that you've gathered. So you're going to do kind of the same thing that you've been doing in the other previous assignments. List the organization that you've chosen with the clickable hyperlink. Compose a paragraph of at least 250 words, kind of explaining what you've really learned from your primary research. Talk about how you plan to utilize this research. If you need any additional research after this, it's not simply just going to restate the data in a narrative form, but should really explain the significant ideas that you will be able to use and contribute to your actual profile essay. The next part here is going to be a new thing and something that is usually kind of an area of concern for students. A thesis statement. Seems really daunting. This is, just a very tentative thesis statement. Like all writing, this is going to be revised as we continue to go through the writing process. A 1 to 2 sentence thesis statement that will introduce the key or main ideas of your profile. You'll want to make sure it's very clearly stated and that you include it. That tends to be something that students also miss for this assignment. Make sure it's clearly stated at the end of the submission. Make it a whole new line if you can. Consider these couple things. What value does your target business or organization contribute to your community? And what is interesting or memorable about your subject that you want to communicate to your readers? We can always talk a little bit more about thesis statements here, or I know we have other resources on thesis statements that we'll probably share throughout the rest of the weekend as well. The bottom here is just really kind of a summary of everything that you should be having in your assignment. The name of that chosen business or organization with the hyperlink, the raw data that you've collected. So like I said, the screenshots. Some students just take pictures on their phone of the notes and then they upload that. Any video, audio recordings that you've done. A 250-word reflection of the significance of that data, and then that 1 to 2 sentence thesis statement right at the end. So that's that assignment that will be due again this Sunday. I'll kind of talk a little bit about some tips on that here in a minute, but I'm actually going to turn it over to Emma for a little bit so that way she can share what she's been seeing in the discussion posts. Go ahead whenever you're ready, Emma.
Perfect. Let me just share my screen and make sure that it's on the right screen. Okay, I think it's this one. All right, so looking at the discussions, you guys have been doing really well overall. I'm very pleased to see your interaction with each other. I wanted to highlight Joe's responses and kind of give something that is unique in discussions and how you can evolve the 3CQ approach, because some of you do kind of forget to include all elements. And as I go in and grade, I look for all 4. It looks like there's only 3, but all 4 elements: comment, connection, compliment, and question. So I like that Joe, he hit all of them, but he had this quote to, and excuse me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, Asem. And it was just, it caught me off guard because I expect a quote, but I think it enhances his post and it makes it almost valuable to consider whenever you're adding these quotes or adding feedback. What can you do that makes it more you? I've noticed that Joe likes to have a lot of quotes or connect that way. He's done it a couple of times through these discussions now, and that just kind of lets me to get to know him better. And if you can have your personality, I think who's saying, and sorry again. I'm choosing great examples of clearly not my research, but I like how he did his portfolio. He shows himself off in a way, and I'm gonna actually open up his portfolio. He he shows how he's professional, and as you go through, you're able to get to know more. So these discussion assignments can really be a way to showcase yourself and take it away like all that you can, like do what you can. Another thing I am going to point out is to go back to these discussions and not only respond to your peers on their initial post, but also go back to your own and review their feedback. I'm gonna note that, like, obviously Joshua here, he let Brianna know that her portfolio link needs updated, and I appreciate that because uh it's ahead of time and you still have time to go back through and fix it. And we can see here that it was edited and updated so that we can. Um, Piers' feedback can also give you a chance to elaborate on what you're saying. So if they ask a question, you can go back through and answer that. But